redefining co-working.
Exceptional offices for every business.
eSpaces expands with 2 premier locations.
Cool Springs at Corporate Center and Brentwood at City Park.
Explore the private offices, team suites, and fully equipped meeting rooms.
Limited spaces are available.
Schedule your private tour now at espaces.com and be sure to check out all 15 locations at espaces.com.
That's eSpaces.com.
espaces.com.
You know, they get 140 people in there. It's tight. So he's building this incredible ballroom, and we're in there, and he goes, well, I don't know what marble to pick. Brittany, what marble do you like? And she goes, that one. He goes, there it is. And she really
Checks it off.
picked the marble, which was incredible. It was like,
Is that right?
wow,
Nice
this is gonna be
work.
a good day.
Yeah.
By the way, golf shoes are so comfortable now. I mean, they've got like Ultra Boost golf shoes. They're
Yeah.
very comfortable.
Yeah.
You can get some golf shoes that
You can.
feel
Put 'em on.
Put them on.
Nobody
I agree.
wants to look
Sandals.
at your freaking nasty ass feet on the golf course. The true Trump haters aren't going to say anything. They may be happy that things turned out the way they did, but they won't ever admit it.
Yeah, I agree.
They'll
I don't
never
think
admit
they're
it.
happy
I think
with
the
it.
one
might
question you
say
ask
privately.
everybody, the one question is like, do you feel safer?
The Try That in a Small Town podcast begins now.
Jim says we're on, and he says we have backups.
Are we? We don't know.
This is the Try That in a Small Town podcast. Oh my gosh, we got lots to talk
Let's
about
go.
with Neil, Kalo, TK. I'm Kurt. I don't know where to
don't
start,
know where to
Kurt.
begin.
I hope you're watching because there's 2 things I'm seeing that we need to address. And if you're not watching, we'll let you know what they are. Which one of these things do you think we should address?
Kalo just noticed it.
I just noticed.
Yeah.
Well, then we're going.
Yeah, I guess we'll
Neil has
do
a
that.
swing arm mic.
Yeah.
It's really badass. It looks cool. Look at him.
I'm all
I'll give
over
you the
place
play-by-play
now.
if you're
And
listening.
This is fantastic. God, this is so good. I can lay
Yeah, if you're
back.
listening, Neil
I
can
can
now
rub my
and
belly.
Kurt can move around and be comfortable with their mic on a swing arm. It's just what it sounds like. And Tully and I are concreted stationary to.
Well, I don't know if Jim told you, you're actually getting the Rascal Flatts headset mics.
Oh, good.
Ooh,
Starting next week.
Yep.
that's dangerous.
Nothing says
Everybody, let's rock.
nothing says rock and roll.
Kalo and
like
Tully
a-
on wireless. This is awesome, like the
God.
old Garth Brooks days.
Y'all can
running
actually get up
around.
and leave.
Yeah, Garth.
Still talk.
Is there anybody cool that's ever done a headset mic?
You know, interesting you should say that.
Well, Garth
because
started it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
man,
not
he was
cool.
not cool.
But at the time, it was.
At the
for
time,
fans.
even
It
at
was-
the time, I remember thinking that's not cool. Even back in the '90s, like that's not cool. I was sad to see. You know, The Edge does it for U2, but it's
Is he really singing on
oh
live,
yeah.
or is it?
Unfortunately, yeah. And his mic is. I love you. You know how much
Yeah,
I love you too.
of
I love
course.
you too. But over the years, the Edge's mic has gotten louder and louder and louder. Yeah,
He's good friends with the engineer.
I'm not sure.
Put me
but
up in the mix.
He's got a headset mic, but it's like a super high tech one. It's not like the Rascal Flatts or the Neil McCoy kind, you know, where it's like
Neil McCoy. I love it.
it looks like a football helmet.
Just
from
wink.
across the. Yeah, love Neil, but
Neil
Yeah,
McCoy's
me too.
awesome.
it's hard to
He's a
make.
great
It's hard to
entertainer.
make a headset mic. I mean, we love our boy Gary LaVox more than anything, but it's
He doesn't use
That's
that.
what I mean. He doesn't use it.
No.
he's crushing it. But for some reason, Jay, of course, would never allow himself to be stationary on a mic. He's, we won't. He knows it. Silly.
Well, okay, so we've addressed the mic situation.
I feel like that one might come back on me.
Nah,
Yeah, of course.
Nah, you'll be fine.
nobody's listening.
Maybe get me a swing arm mic like you guys have.
Let's go to the real elephant in the room.
True elephant.
I haven't gained that much, Kurt.
So we haven't even talked about it. Kalo literally walked in. We knew nothing of this. His arm is in a sling. Do you want to tell the people and most importantly us what's going on?
Well, I was going to wait until the next episode, which is directly after this one, because we have so much to get to in this one.
Are you going to give us the
We
abbreviated
can't
version?
sit here and stare.
No,
at
you
that.
can give
Well,
us.
it's just a sling, but yeah, it's not a huge story to it, but it's been a few years in the making. I had my other shoulder and bicep tendon anchored in a few years ago, and this is the exact same pain, and I've had it for a long time, and they always say you don't want to get cut on unless you really need to get cut on.
Agreed.
And the pain level gets to a point where I want somebody to just cut me,
Even after whiskey?
and make it stop.
It's like Rocky,
Yeah,
cut
there's
me,
not
Mick.
enough whiskey.
Really?
Oh, hey. No, somebody's already written that. So anyway, but I'll go into more in depth because I know Neil's going to want to know about this, and I'm surprised you didn't say anything about it on the text thread today because somebody asked about
I wanted
a golf
to.
trip, and but
I know-
we'll go into it. We'll go into it on the.
I don't
one,
have to ask.
the one
I mean,
after.
I know how it started, and I know I can see you now.
You don't
Your
know
age
exactly.
and your
So you
no,
didn't do
No, I know
anything-
exactly what it is.
You do? Well, then spill the beans.
What is it?
How would you know?
He's doing too much weight.
No,
Yep.
that's not it.
Yep.
It's not
I
it.
think we can all agree on this.
You're doing too
It's
much
not it.
weight, man.
It's
Yep.
really not it. It's just
That's it. You could rehab
repetitive-
that
well,
thing.
how did you do the first? The
Repetitive
first shoulder was
motions.
P90X.
Yeah, and this could be the same thing. This one just lasted a little longer.
Really?
But it wasn't. It wasn't heavy weights the last year or so because there was already pain while you're working out, so I couldn't do heavy weights.
Right.
So, but it just comes to a point where it just grinds on that bone. It grinds, and
Yep.
then tears, rips, and things like
So
that.
you can't get there from like rehab. Is it going to?
No. Now I'll say that I've got an MRI tomorrow, so they'll know for sure. But it's the exact same pain, and it's like when things are tore, then you have like tendons and things that are able to jump the track and get out of where they're supposed to be.
That doesn't sound fun.
And then it's like a tight rubber band where it's not supposed to be, and that's the excruciating pain that you can, like if you reach back to, put your shirt on or get your wallet or something like that, it'll drop you to the floor.
Maybe it's that little gas station heroin that
Maybe.
you're
Why is
drinking.
everything
feel
go
free.
back to that?
Could be.
Could be eating
It's
away
little
at
blue
the fibers
bile,
and
yeah.
the tendons.
It's not that. I wasn't even around when I did my first one.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
I don't know, but he said it with conviction, so I agree with
really,
TK.
really,
Exactly.
Hey, really, you didn't really start aching and hurting and aching until you quit drinking. You quit drinking.
No, that's not true.
Then you start aching.
Another
It's been
theory.
hurting for years. It has. Just from working
I'm not
out,
condoning
golf, stuff like
drinking.
that,
I'm just saying it's coincidence.
I mean, a lot of people have shoulder surgery, like
I would
rotator
say
cuff,
if you
bicep
can-
tendon.
If you can rehab it, I would anything to not get cut. If you can rehab it.
I know. I've already went down this road. I did the prolotherapy where you're getting all the shots and everything. That's a whole nother podcast. Had an evil guy do that.
Your arms
But
look good though.
Well, they won't anymore.
It's better to look good than to feel good.
That is right.
Some of that's true.
'Cause
Yeah.
my
The
whole
sling's
body
not
hurts.
sexy, but I mean,
Yeah.
You need the
Well,
sling, or is it like an intention thing?
It's not an attention thing. I think you should know me better. Like I do not require or desire attention. I want to blend in, but I can't blend in this. The main reason this is here now is because like somebody didn't come up and hit you on the shoulder. How's it going? It's mainly just
Right.
a protective mechanism till I see what's actually wrong.
She could
with
have
it.
tried that in a small town cast.
It'd be nice if we could.
Where did you get
It'd be
that?
great.
Dick's or something?
No, got Amazon.
Amazon?
So it came the same day. I was hurting and I knew what it was. No, I don't go in. I don't shop at Dick's.
You don't?
No.
No, I quit.
That's
I quit
great.
shopping at Dick's too because they
No.
quit selling hunting.
They don't have
fishing
guns
stuff.
or anything.
Done.
Oh.
Sporting
Done.
goods store without guns.
I don't even know how they're
That's
still
not
in
a
business.
sporting
Well, you don't
goods
have a
store.
teenage boy.
Yeah.
You go to Dick's.
Sometimes you just need some cleats, man. In a
We can go to
hurry.
Academy or something.
Yeah, true.
Academy's great. I like
Yeah.
Academy.
Wow.
But anyway,
I want to talk about what you guys have been up to.
that's what I want to talk about.
Well, we haven't been doing much.
You've done a lot.
We've been getting
We've
some-
seen pictures.
We've been getting some bills passed,
Tell us about it.
negotiations in the Oval Office, negotiating our stance on things.
The Aldeans go to Washington.
It was quite,
All right.
It was.
Did you guys know we were going?
No.
Or did we just surprise
We
you
did
with?
no.
I
we,
think
we
it-
told
like,
you we were going.
Right before you left, but you guys obviously knew for a
Yeah,
long
but-
time. So tell the listeners and Neil and I, who will be listeners to this story, was it just a DC run? Were y'all playing in DC, and was it set up a long time before? I know, with Trump and Aldean, was it all set up a long time?
So the short version is we were in New Zealand and Australia for Jason's birthday. We celebrated. Brittany was not over there. As part of her birthday present to Jason, she wanted to gift him a trip to Washington, D.C. with his friends, go sightseeing, do all the Smithsonian things, go to the White House. we didn't know if we were going to see. Obviously, you don't know. The president could be doing anything.
You're right.
So, but that's how it got set up. It was a birthday present for Jason.
Like, I basically had, a little window of 3 days off and went up there and flew in and hit the ground running, went right to the clubs and the bars and started celebrating. And then, the next day we woke up and did all the, like, my favorite stuff, like Smithsonian and National Archives, and saw everything you need to see. And Aldean's the same way. Like, we love, like, American history. And, you go and like the Smithsonian, and you see Lincoln's hat he was wearing when he got assassinated.
Yeah.
They got all kinds of cool stuff the presidents have. The Civil War section is one of my favorite sections in the whole museum. But it's great. It's really awesome. Went to the archive, saw the Declaration, Constitution, which is always, if you haven't done it,
it's a must. It's a must go.
You need to do it.
Yeah.
I haven't been up there. I haven't done that in about 10 years when I took, my kids up there. They were young, but
and the Smithsonian has stuff for everybody. It is American history, obviously, and it is flooded with that kind of stuff.
But
it's also
the ruby slippers.
Yeah, it's pop culture too.
Yeah.
TV, movies, for the kids or stuff. It's really, really fun.
And it's all free. All that stuff's free, which is amazing. And if you haven't done it, you should go do it. But the whole, like I said, Civil War section, World War II, all the wars, they have all the museum section on that stuff, which is amazing. And so we saw, ate a lot of great food, saw some great stuff.
When did you find out you were going to go see the president?
Well, and was that part of part B to that? Was that part of Brittany's birthday?
Well, going to the White House and getting a tour was part of the present.
Okay.
For Jason. Now, seeing Trump. Again, you don't know if he's going to be there or not, or even if he is there, he's busy. So you just don't know. We did get a VIP tour, which is mind-blowing, incredible. Got to see stuff that obviously people don't get to see.
But we weren't sure if we were going to get to go to the Oval Office. And so the night before, we were all hanging out, though, and Britt got a text from her friend Margot, who works with Trump, saying that we're going to get you guys to the Oval.
Okay, so you had an in that she was working on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that still wasn't sure with the war, and then the last assassination attempt kind of just had happened, and everything going on. We were thinking, honestly, if we do get to go, it's going to be like in and out. But we're in the White House hanging out, seeing incredible things. Like, the White House is incredible. It's so old and so much history. But then we went to the Oval Office, and my heart was, I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to go to the Oval. I didn't think I'd ever get a chance to do it. When we started to walk in the Oval Office, my heart was like pounding. I'm like, I was thinking of the history in there. And what's crazy is, like, right off of it, we're standing, you could see, like, that famous picture where JFK and Bobby had that famous picture, like, during the Cuban Missile Crisis, and they were out there just off the Oval Office. I was like, wow, this is amazing. So we walk in, and there's the president, and we started talking, and we were there for a while. It was incredible. Chief of Staff was in there.
I've always heard that when he meets people, he gives them a lot of face time.
He is so, and we've said this before. We've been lucky enough to meet him before, but it wasn't while he was in office.
Yeah, it was in between
terms.
Yeah.
But he is exactly what you think he'd be, and what I actually mean by that is he is engaging. He looks at you, he speaks, he talks. It's just banter. And it doesn't matter if he's saying something to Tully or Jason or Britt. He's engaged with everyone, and he's got a lot of stuff to do.
So much. So we were in there, we're talking to him, and I'm thinking, wow, this is incredible, because there's a lot going on, and he's talking about music and talking about, we're playing a show up here, and and he's working on this this huge ballroom, right? Which if you go to the White House, you understand why, because I've never been in the White House, but a lot of the rooms they have these big dinners in, right? They're not huge.
No, this is a very old building.
Very
so
old
the biggest
building.
room
So
is not that big.
The biggest room is, they get 140 people in there. It's tight. So he's building this incredible ballroom, and we're in there, and he goes, well, I don't know what marble to pick. Brittany, what marble do you like? And she goes, that one. He goes, there it is. And she really
Checks it off.
picked the marble, which was incredible. It was like,
Is that right?
wow,
Nice
this is gonna be
work.
a good day.
Yeah.
So we were talking about music and golf. I guess Rory McIlroy was in there the day before we were. And right before we went in,
Along with the king and queen.
oh yeah, the king and queen.
Yeah.
And the
But,
astronauts.
They were there that
They were
day.
there
We
that day.
Same day as we were.
So, but then so we're talking to him probably, Kurt, at least 15 minutes the first time, right? So we're talking to him and he goes, well, show him the Lewinsky room. And I'm like, yes. Now we're getting down
That's
to,
what I want to see.
it's true. I was wondering if we get to see the Lewinsky room, and it's right off the Oval Office, and it's literally the tiniest office you can imagine that
You don't need much room.
the president, but the greatest thing is he's kind of turned it into this like own personal gift shop.
It's just got a swag in there.
It's swag everywhere. And
What kind of swag?
Like lipstick and stuff.
tumblers or hats or
Condoms?
pins, golf.
No, you don't need
ball
that.
markers.
No,
No condoms.
You don't need a condom for that. No.
No.
Nope.
no, but Margot's like, load up your bag. They gave us a little bag, and they were pulling stuff off the shelf, and he signed a couple of Bibles for us on the front, which is a really beautiful Bible, leather top, and he signs it, and
He signs a Bible.
yeah.
That's
I couldn't
fun.
do it. I don't know if I could do it or not.
I don't know. It's pretty
God.
cool. I mean,
No, that experience,
That's
we were
interesting.
when I saw the
It's-
pictures, when y'all sent us the pictures and y'all are standing around the president in the Oval Office, I'm just going, this is kind of surreal.
It is
Oh,
so
yeah.
surreal.
I'm like,
I'm-
even for us not even being there, I'm like, wow, look at the boys.
There was a
Yeah,
couple,
the
couple
boys.
moments in there when I was like, literally standing, my hands right on his chair. I'm like, what is going on? Like, but then after we left the little Lewinsky room gift shop, we went back in the Oval Office and stayed another 10-ish minutes or something.
Yeah, he's got Mike
Yeah.
Johnson on speakerphone. They're talking
Yeah.
about, I think it was a Supreme Court ruling that had just gone down that day. And so
Wow.
they're doing business, talking, and of course we're trying to sneak back.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, Mike, you know Jason Aldean, right? Say hi.
Nobody
This
liked him.
conversation.
Yeah.
Nobody liked
Then-
him.
Yeah, and then the president goes, Jason, say something to Mike Johnson. And Jason goes, keep up the good work, Mike. But it was a completely surreal experience. And he was, every time we met the president, he's very gracious and he's so busy. But it was, it was quite a memorable thing.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that picture of you guys, and it looked great. Everybody looked great in it, and I'm not a jealous person by nature, but in that moment, it was like, God, that is so cool. I would love to have that picture of forever, and to be able to have done that. But I was really happy for you guys that you're able to experience that, because that's amazing.
And it was a great gift.
It's not even is it a once in a lifetime, it's a none in a lifetime experience.
Yeah.
He handed us all these, his presidential coin, which is amazing because
Oh, the media said that Jason got one. I was going to ask if you guys got, so he gave one to everybody.
He gave one
okay.
to everyone. I shook
All right.
our hand, handed us the coin. And
what's great
That's
about
cool.
these coins is they're plastered all over the White House. They keep
on every door.
and every door they keeps putting more up. So it's a
He's got his picture of himself in one of the main foyer rooms. The bloody thing where he's going like this, fight.
Yeah.
And he's got that thing up, and then tell him about the Presidential Walk of Fame and the colonnade.
Oh.
You guys know what the colonnade is? It's where that hallway where they walk. That's next.
well, he's
to
kind
the
of turned that
office.
into like a presidential Walk of Fame where he's got pictures of all the presidents. Underneath it, he's written a little saying about each one of them.
Oh no!
Yes.
Oh,
and so
no.
most of them are very flattering,
Or at least somewhat flattering.
somewhat. But you get the Biden's is the auto pen. It doesn't even say Biden. It says auto.
Doesn't even have
pen.
his picture.
Yeah.
It goes, Clinton, Obama, Trump, and then
Auto
a
pen.
picture of an auto pen.
Yeah.
And it's really amazing what he's written. And it, like every other president has like a little paragraph. Biden's is like 3 paragraphs long. It's crazy. auto pen. Yeah,
and it
it's-
looks like Trump wrote it himself. You know,
Oh, he did write it.
because y'all took a picture of it, and I blew it up and was reading it. And you're right. In the first sentence of it is Joe Biden, by far the worst president ever. You know, and I'm like, okay,
Exclamation.
Trump wrote this himself. You know, that it went on to say, but even I was looking up today, like Chat GPT would say, yeah, it's just something that was instituted in 2025. It's not historical or true. Could be fake, so forth and so on. But and I guess it's the administration. It's their prerogative to put up and write whatever they
right.
want.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, because I was wondering how could that stand in the White House that you would have that, and I guess that makes sense.
My
But that was
favorite part
amazing.
is this nicknamed Sleepy and Crooked, you know, by Trump.
We got a lot of pictures that day, and we're lucky enough, and I'm sure we'll send them to Jim, and maybe he can insert them in the clips or the
When's he coming on the pod?
episode. Trump.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. We should have asked
Y'all
him.
didn't get that in, did you?
Nah.
What was funny about it is like I was so jacked up. Like the night before, we were out having drinks. Of course, it's part of what we do, and I've got this, like I'm hooked on espresso martinis. And when I say that, I mean I have no less than 6 a night when I'm out drinking. So even the night before we're at the White House, I had at least 6 espresso martinis. Got in bed late, and I was excited anyway, but I couldn't sleep at all from all the espresso. So 4 o'clock comes, I'm still laying there, I'm all jacked up.
Oh.
I fell asleep probably 4:30, got a couple hours, I got up, and then I was exhausted, but when I got to the White House, I was so jacked up and excited I couldn't barely stand myself. Even walking around the White House is phenomenal. Like like seeing the original one of one's paintings, these paintings that have survived hundreds of years that have a story behind all of them.
Yeah.
The George Washington paint that
Yeah.
was saved from the fire, by Dolly Madison. It's incredible.
It was quite. I'll never forget it. Being in the Oval Office and standing over the Resolute desk. And I'm looking and I'm looking at the spot where, JFK Jr. was when he was a kid. That famous picture when he's like crawling under the desk. That's the desk.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So anyway,
Did you see the red button for the?
There was a red button.
Diet Cokes. Right.
I didn't want to push it because I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
what
you don't
exactly
wanna
it did. Yeah, no. Yeah, but there was a red button and some very important people in that room. So it was
Not us.
not us.
That's
I kept
amazing.
saying, how did we get in here? Do they know?
What an
how to get in?
amazing opportunity,
Yeah.
though. Man,
You're right.
God.
We were all
It was crazy. It was hard for us to process just seeing a picture of you guys being there, much less being there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just the picture was.
We got lucky.
was
Brittany's
surreal.
friend took a lot of pictures of us in the Oval Office,
Yeah.
handshakes, round Trump. I mean, it's awesome.
That's
It was-
amazing.
it was absolutely
amazing.
awesome.
I'm glad you guys got together.
It was a
That's
great.
awesome.
It was a great gift from Britt too, like to take us up there and.
Yeah,
do
hopefully
that.
my wife will do something like that for me. I would love to. I would love to do that. That seems like it'd be great.
It's a pretty high bar.
You know? Yeah. I was thinking about that. What was it called? The Hall of the Walk of Fame, Presidential Walk
Yeah.
of Fame, where that administration has the right to have their opinions about past president stuff. And I wondered how terrible that would be, like in every industry, like ours, or
be
when
so
you have
fun.
like the young guys who've taken over.
That's
and
amazing.
And they
It would
start
be so
writing.
brutal.
They start writing about older guys as they're going out of the business, and they say, yeah, what a terrible hack writer.
call
Was
this
lucky,
guy Suno.
Lucky to have a co-writer, Jay. He got drunk all the time and text people terrible things, and that's it. That's all. So that'd be really bad. So, and if you could imagine, like listeners, like wherever you are at your job, like imagine like when you have people like you were kind of running it there for a while, and then as time goes on, maybe you're sliding down, or maybe the boss's son gets a job, and then they start instituting that and say, yeah, we're going to talk about the past people who have worked here. That'd be awful. That'd be awful.
That's a great idea, though.
I'm sure Biden doesn't like that.
No.
Biden
You
might
know.
not.
He may not
He
know.
might not be aware.
Yeah. I mean.
And that could be a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
He may not know
But
that.
it was incredible. It was in this when we went back in after the Lewinsky room. When we went back through the Oval Office and we were there again, I actually took a lot of time and like just looked at the walls and like at the paintings and looked around, and because the first time I was just staring at the president really and just like how did we get in here, and but the room itself, just thinking about the decisions that have been made in there, the history,
It's endless.
the people that have been in there. It's such, and I'm the kind of person that honestly, like, I know a lot of people, their feelings towards Trump. I know everybody's allowed to have their feelings towards that. That's America. It's great. I tell you right now, if Biden was president and I got to go in the Oval Office, I'd be just as pumped. I like the history of it. I like seeing a sitting president in the Oval Office, regardless of who it is. You know what I mean? Is a really cool thing that the president was in there. Because even if we gotten to see the Oval Office, I would have been pumped. I would have been like jacked up just to be in there, even if he wasn't in there. But the fact that the president, sitting president, was in there working, and we're like, we came in after the Artemis pilot. I mean, the space show. I mean, really?
Yeah.
How do we do this? How do we?
It's so interesting. We got to go underneath as well. Like I don't think the tours go there. I mean, just stupid stuff that you don't think of. Oh, here's the kitchen. That all the people that whether it's for the dinners or for Trump and he wants a cheeseburger, they sent it up, or they had a flower shop down there. Of course,
incredible.
It's
stuff you don't even know. And you just walking in, you standing on the grounds, and it's amazing. It was absolutely everything and more that I thought. As a kid, of like, wow.
Well, something like that's not even on your bucket list,
right?
That's
you can't put it
it's
on.
like no,
yeah.
So, but me and Kurt are working hard at getting our Try That in a Small Town lyrics in the National Archives.
What we were thinking about, we should have brought our lyrics.
I guarantee you, if we'd have written one out and framed it and got Jason to sign it, we'd have signed it. He'd have hung it somewhere.
Dude, can you imagine if we would have actually had that with us in the Oval Office and had Trump sign the lyrics?
Oh my God.
That'd be awesome.
Way to think ahead.
That'd be awesome.
I know. We really killed that, didn't we, Kurt?
Yeah.
And then I would be looking at that thinking, well, crap, there's one of the ones I had for, this other charity. Now I've got to write another one. But I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I bet we could probably get it done.
I bet we
still
could too.
We were asking him if he wanted to come to the show because we're playing in D.C. in back half of August.
Yeah, I think it's August.
And he goes, I don't think I can go to the show. Ping, ping, ping.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Just almost, he was making light of
Making
the
light
fact
of it.
that-
Yeah.
They probably can't go. And the chief of staff's over here, and she's just shaking her head no.
Yeah, that's
enough,
too much
guys.
to
He's not
cover.
going- He won't be going to
we'll
the
give you a
ballpark.
video intro, maybe.
Yeah.
It is amazing, how he doesn't appear to be shaken, by that many attempts on his life, and even at that dinner,
God, that thing
he's just
afterwards.
sitting there, and they have to make him, get out of the way and cover, because he's just kind of sitting there looking around, and he said, well, I wanted to see what was going on, but it's just amazing, and he did like a press conference just a few minutes after that. Like a lot of people
Which
would
is
be,
one of his best press conferences, by the way. He was so well spoken, and he wasn't going off like he normally does. It was just really good.
Yeah.
He actually brought it up. He was like, of course, he was kind of patting himself on the back, but he's like, when you're a consequential president, you have to expect it.
That's right.
And, it's interesting. We touched on this last podcast, maybe, or the one before it. I can't remember, but talk about the frustration that even I have sometimes with things when it's not going well, But you can see what he's doing with Iran, and you can see bleeding. You can see it working, and I wonder at the end of this presidency, like as much as people are always going to dislike him, the people that hate Trump are never going to not hate Trump, no matter what happens, right? But I wonder at the end of it, do you guys think? Do you think we'll see some of that stuff come out after all, was Trump that bad?
No. Well, you mean from their side?
When you look at certain in the media and the news, I wonder.
I don't think so.
It's just because it might if it continues the way it's going, and I think it's good. We talked about this. He's got 2 more years to really deliver, which he's like you said, Kurt. For the most part, the Iran war set back some things like gas prices, inflation. That set back. However, a lot of things he has done well. Border, D.C. by the way is spotless clean.
Oh my gosh, guys!
We walked.
Like you've been there.
It is.
It's
It is safe.
We walked at night, went to eat.
Trey, you've been there too. It is unbelievable from the DC. I remember.
Oh, it was, yeah.
I mean,
It's been 15 years since I've been there, and it wasn't like that.
It was amazing. So I guess what I'm saying is like when it's all said and done, things will be good. The economy will be good. Everybody's 401ks will be good. I think gas. I wonder what everybody's going to say then.
The true Trump haters aren't going to say anything. They may be happy that things turned out the way they did, but they won't ever admit it.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think the voters will. They're the people that just hate him. I'm just wondering if in the media, if you'll start to see some of those people be like, was it like a headline being something like, was it really all that bad?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just wondering if they're going to have to tip their hat.
I think the one question you ask everybody, the one question is like, do you feel safer?
Yeah.
Period. And most of the haters will lie and say, no, I don't. What?
Well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't
I'm afraid they're going to take me from my
breathing?
home. Yeah.
I'm just saying, but voting though, the voters who didn't vote for Trump this last time, they're not going to vote for. It doesn't matter. They're still going to dislike him.
Yeah.
I know that. But I'm wondering though, like if it's all continues to go well, and in the last, like yesterday and today, it looks like the Iran thing is starting to show some like an end in sight. Just it is.
I don't know. It seems like it may ramp back up.
Oh, did something else come out this afternoon?
No, it just seems that I don't know. We'll see. I didn't really watch a lot today, so you may have. Well,
there's not a whole lot they can ramp back up just because they don't have a lot.
They're
left.
decimated.
No, I mean, yeah. If they don't, come to terms, then we would ramp back up. They don't. You're right. They don't have a lot left. But
I thought you were talking about Iran too. Them ramping back up. I don't think they have the capabilities to.
Yeah, it's just
for
a rogue.
long
it's some rogue people now.
Yeah. I mean, but anyway, I'm hoping, because what would be really sad is if at the end of all this, and say a left-leaning candidate gets elected, the first thing they do is take away all the progress. The border reopens, and at least that's what I think. The first thing they do is take those executive orders and sign them. But I think at the end of this ride, I mean, if it's really really good, I wonder what people's take will be then. Curious.
I mean, I think where you're going and what you're thinking is right. Privately, I think privately, a lot of people that hate Trump would say at dinner, well, I can't stand the guy, but man, he's done some really good things, but they would never admit it publicly. I just don't think they ever would. And they would spin anything you could say, do you feel safer? They would spin to, well, I know my neighbor didn't feel safer. They came in, they would just
right.
flip it to something.
Even with the border, there's a spin with it.
Yeah.
It's like, but they took my next door neighbor who was a good person, and they were, they were there illegally.
Yeah. Well, like even us, we don't like everything he says all the time.
No, but
he's done a lot of really good things.
It's been a tough lately. We can all agree, or at least I think so, that there's been things the last month or so that have been pretty tough to defend. I mean, it's just sometimes. All that aside, it's frustrating because when you see him, he's so engaging. It's like I know that he really does want what's best for the country. I know that. I don't know if he does it the right way or says the right things. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm curious at the end of it all what people's take will be like, because I think it's going to be pretty good. I think they may not want to admit it, like you said, but I think you're going to have to admit some stuff.
Well, it turns out it's kind of hard to rule the world. Because that's what he's doing. He's not just running America. Yeah. He's ruling the world right now.
You know what goes great with small town stories?
Original Glory, America's beer right here.
I've been drinking this every songwriting session today.
Man, that clean, crisp taste reminds me of summer nights on the back porch after a fresh mowed lawn.
And they're just not making great beer. They're investing in America's small towns.
Well, it's just like us. They believe in bringing communities together.
Not only do they invest in communities, but a portion of each sale goes to the veterans and the first responders and all the heroes that protect us.
For a limited time, you can become a member of the OG fam and invest in this beer at wefunder.com/original brands.
Join our Original Glory family and help ignite that Original Glory spirit.
My name is Glenn Story. I'm the founder and CEO of Patriot Mobile. Just And then we have 4 principles. First Amendment, Second Amendment, right to life, military and first responders. If you have a place to go, put your money, you always want to put it with somebody that's like-minded.
Of course.
I think that's the beauty of Patriot Mobile. We're a conservative alternative.
Don't get fooled by other providers pretending to share your values or have the same coverage. Go to patriotmobile.com/smalltown to get a free month of service when you use the offer code SMALLTOWN or call 972-PATRIOT.
The king and queen were there. I was wondering how come we didn't have any No Kings protests the day.
Yeah, right.
I know.
Right.
That's a
Great point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what? There's a
You know what?
That's
I'm-
funny. I didn't even think about that.
I'm all for like people. Again, I love the whole process. America, like protesting's, it's always been a thing. I never really understood, and I definitely don't understand the No Kings thing. You want to spend your
ridiculous.
Saturday afternoon yelling at do you have anything better to do?
No. Well, they're getting
question-
paid,
the
man.
answer is no.
They got so much footage of the majority of these protesters at every single protest. So they're all being bussed around, and the gig is up. I mean, it's like we know now that the majority of
Imagine
the
that,
protesters are being paid to go show up everywhere. And it's like,
500
can y'all not find some new faces because we're on to you now?
500 Subarus parked in a parking lot somewhere. Outbacks lined up.
Can I preemptively go to my dipshit idiot?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great.
Absolutely.
Oh, you catch me off guard.
No, I won't catch up. But it kind of goes with the whole theme, so I figure I might as well get to it. So Brittany had posted a story, I think, of us in the White House. As you would. It's a pretty historical, awesome event. She had tagged us, so I reposted it or put it up my story is what Instagram does. And, of course, 99 out of 100 people, 99% are like, oh, my gosh, incredible. That's amazing. That's unbelievable. That's incredible.
Yeah.
But I did have a couple people, and by the way, why are you following me? But that just went off.
Really?
Went off.
Oh, do tell.
Not only
On what you were
Trump,
wearing.
but
What
on
you were
my
wearing.
attire.
I did read that.
No.
I did read that.
But
Oh,
the
really?
fact that we
Yeah.
supported
How dare
them.
What did they say?
Well, I get to pull it up. But
Pull it up.
no, it's the short version is this. And it's to your point. Man, that's America. That's part of our history.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what you think. We were there to see a president in the Oval Office. That
Amazing.
is awesome.
Amazing.
That the haters, I don't get. I absolutely don't get it. Pisses me off.
Oh, they have a platform. They can do it, man. I love it.
But it's just, to
Friggin'
me, it's
love
like
it.
just...
Yeah.
You knew it was going to happen.
Of course I did.
I mean, yeah.
Of course
Yeah.
I did.
But the process, the democratic process, is so incredible. You know,
Yeah, you get your turn.
not everybody likes the outcome of the election every 4 years. Someone's going to be disappointed, but it's the process. Gear up for the next 2 years. That's what I would do. You get in 2 years you get to go vote again.
Hey, midterms are coming up. That'll probably be a swing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The big election's coming in 2 years. If you feel that passionate and you have that many people, you can change it. That's what America is.
And you watch
Yeah.
the next 2 weeks. So the market is everything's gonna go right.
Market's rocking.
I mean, the Dow is
Market-
almost at 50,000.
Dude, the
market-
market is rocking.
And it'd be another brilliant move, of course, 2 weeks before the midterms to completely just.
That's why I don't doubt you see some the war or have some sort of.
It's already happening. Like,
close.
you can see it like
Right.
the headlines over the last 24 hours.
They're going to push to have it be that way.
Trump
For
is one
sure.
of the most strategic business
1,000%.
people. I mean, politicians I've ever seen.
there's no doubt
He is
about
so strategic, and it's usually his timing is brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm
Every
I
single
really
time.
am
I
curious.
agree
I
with
really
you.
am curious what everyone's take like after this is all said and done, because you dislike what he says and on social or on a True Social and all this stuff and everything he puts out and all that stuff. I don't like it all either. I didn't like the AI picture of him as what he said with a doctor, but I didn't like that.
that was
I didn't like the
weird.
Easter tweet, but that doesn't
Results.
play into
What's he do? What's
play
he-
into
Results.
my way I feel. It's like you look at, are we safe? How's the economy? Is gas coming down? Is inflation steady?
Yeah.
Look, the bottom line is I don't think Biden did so bad that I don't think you're going to see the price of stuff fall. It doesn't work like that. When's the last time you saw the price of things fall? They stay the same or they go up, right? If it stays the same, that's what we're hoping for. At least I don't think I've never seen the price of stuff fall.
Not drastically.
You know?
I mean, gas is one of those things that reacts immediately, but that's
I'm talking about when, what
and
food
you can
got
see
so
milk
expensive.
and eggs that went down, things like that, but yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see at the end of when it's all said and done,
Well, let's move. Let's move to the let's move to the dipshitty since I started it. What do you guys got? You got anything fun?
Before we do that, and we'll let Neil look up his. Have we told everybody about our new venture, our new brand of our coffee
Well,
per se?
think you should. I think you should let people know.
the one-armed man talk about coffee.
Yeah, the one-armed man. No, but it's really cool that we have now. We have Try That in Small Town coffee, like in whole bean and the little pods and everything, and
it's good.
It's
very good.
It's
It's
really
so
good. It's great. And my mom actually, who's 80 years old, and she doesn't like a bitter coffee, like for example, like a French roast. She would think, now I like stuff like that, but she doesn't. So she says she doesn't like bold coffee, but the bold coffee with the Try That in Small Town is called Sucker Punch, and she loves it. she says because it's not bitter. She goes it's bold, but it's not bitter. She goes to love it. So she's put in an order. So
Let's go, Mom. Loves it.
So Peacemaker Coffee, that $120 order was from my mom. But anyway, it's great and it's really fun. They let us name the pods, as part of the lyrics and stuff, which is really cool to have. So
it's amazing. Go to peacemakercoffee.com.
Okay.
Order up some of the Try That in a Small Town coffee. We're not just saying this. Believe me, we're coffee snobs. I know you are.
Oh, I am. I'm drinking my
So
Actually love it.
it's really good.
French press.
Check it out. Check it out.
Actually, really do.
Love it.
Yeah.
But that's fun.
Yeah. I don't really have my dipshitty teed up
But
yet.
you've got a bunch in your pocket, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I
got
do.
I've got a few. I can't.
You got one, Neil?
Yeah, no, it's no one in particular. It's a group of people. Yeah, it's a group of people that like to wear sandals on the golf course.
Who
and
does
I
that?
freaking loathe people that wear sandals on the golf course. I
don't
can't.
like people wearing
Okay,
sandals
look,
anywhere.
why?
It looks hideous. It looks ridiculous.
It's the look.
All right. Yes.
Okay.
I can't stand it.
What about barefoot?
I don't like that either.
Because John Daly would.
I know. I don't
Barefoot
like
is
that either.
stupid.
I don't like that either. It's like
I think it's
you're on a
stupid.
golf course.
Wear golf shoes.
It's a very admirable game. Freaking put some socks
and golf shoes
on.
By the way, golf shoes are so comfortable now. I mean, they've got like Ultra Boost golf shoes. They're very comfortable.
Yeah.
You can get some golf shoes that
You can.
feel
Put 'em
and
on.
Put them on.
Nobody
I agree.
wants to look
Sandals.
at your freaking nasty ass feet on the golf course. I mean, it's just, and the more they play, the dirtier your feet. It's nasty.
Well, I've been saying this for years.
That's a great one. Neil.
No grown men, unless you're at the beach,
Stop
needs to be
it.
wearing sandals. I mean, this is. I can I piggyback mine off Neil's this week?
Please, piggyback away.
I'm just gonna say this. I don't think any grown man should wear sandals, and it's never appropriate.
I'm with you.
It's never appropriate. There's never a time when you can't put good shoes on or
Any
jeans and
shoes.
some good. No one wants to see a grown man's feet. No one.
Mm-mm.
It's weird to me. It's I don't like it.
So beach only.
Beach. I mean, flip flops at the beach, or I'm not going to wear. I mean, when in Rome.
Yeah.
I mean, you're at the
and don't
beach.
nobody
Yes, go
say
on.
anything about, well, Jesus wore sandals. Well, that's all they had.
Yeah.
Don't bring that. Don't bring the people used to wear.
I just-
that's all we
Jesus
had. That's
wasn't
all we'd
golfing.
wear. Well, you got multiple choices to cover
Yeah.
them nasty feet up.
Yeah.
Multiple.
I'm gonna.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with you on that one, dude.
Right?
And I don't want to say it.
Do it.
Go ahead.
Oh,
And men,
it's brewing.
it's not brewing. It's just do us all. Just take care of your feet.
Trim
Don't be
'em.
disgusting.
Right. Put some
Don't be
sandpaper to 'em.
disgusting.
Let's
What
go.
about the guys
Cut your
who just
toenails
don't
every now and
ever
then.
clip their
Right?
toenails?
I can't
Yeah.
take part in this conversation.
But I mean,
you know this. I can't
like
take part in
to
this
the
conversation.
point where it's starting
Stop.
to go.
They're curling
I know.
over.
I know.
Curling over.
Yeah.
Start
and
gagging.
I've
coming
seen
back
both too.
into
I've
the
seen them
toe.
curl up and over.
Oh, come on.
It's just not.
Yeah.
So we have a great story.
Like who does that?
we were
Right.
on
a lot of people.
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
We were in Florida, I'd say West Palm, about 4 or 5 years ago, playing the amphitheater there. We had a radio event that day on a yacht, and it was right next to like Tiger Woods' yacht was down there. It's crazy,
Yeah.
beautiful yacht, right? So we get on the yacht, and so we walk on the yacht, and of course, like they're like captain's like no shoes.
Yeah, you can't wear shoes.
You
on
can't
the
wear shoes.
boat.
I'm like, fine. If you had no choice, like, shoes are coming off, socks are coming off. I know I'm good. I'm good. I got my game together down here, so we're good. I don't love this, but I'm gonna get on board with it. Have no choice.
Yep.
But the captain says goes. One of the guys that worked at the label, in Aldean, if you're listening, you know who I'm talking about. Worked there for a long time. Worked the promotions side of things with radio.
He's narrowing it down.
Narrowing it right down. He's not there anymore, but he was there. He didn't have shoes on, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
It's one of these guys we're talking about.
One of those guys you're talking about with that did not take care of anything.
Won't take
down
care of
there.
it,
Aldean's like, bro, that is disgusting. Like, and it was so bad. It's like,
Dude.
I would leave the yacht. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, I would just say I'm good. I won't.
So just that he hadn't
Right.
clipped his toenails,
dude, they're like you know how it gets yellow.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but well, I mean,
Can we please?
people get the stuff, you know,
Move off
especially
this subject.
athletes. Athletes have, you know, they don't have pretty feet.
Yeah.
You know, they don't in general.
No, you're right.
And it's like, but you can do some things about that.
Well,
Look,
And some people just
do
ignore
something.
it. They just ignore it.
That's in the hygiene section.
agreed.
That's in the
It's
hygiene.
included in hygiene.
It is.
When I see that, I look like I don't see just the girl's feet. I see you're all out
And
of
to
whack.
boot, they got slides on, which accentuates the toenail deal.
I wonder what makes them
I can't stand
yellow.
Slides.
Wonder what makes them yellow.
I'd love to get
It's kind
off
of like
the
they're
subject.
it's kind of like they're smoking with their feet.
It's a
You know
no.
what I
It's a
mean?
fungus.
It is
what
a
makes-
fungus.
It
It's
is a fungus.
Definitely
Yeah,
a
it's a
fungus.
It's a fungus.
Because I would always notice like heavy
It's a
smokers,
fungus.
their fingernails,
Yeah.
their fingers be yellow. So
Smoker with their feet.
maybe they are. Maybe they don't want their hands to smell like
This has
smoke.
gone south.
definitely has
hope you
gone
enjoyed
south.
this episode and try that. I'd love to get out of this.
We're going to be
Anyway, all right.
sponsored
The
by-
point is
This
you
is
can do things about it, but people
It's
just don't take.
hygiene.
They just don't take care of themselves.
It's never
They don't
just
take care of their
that.
feet
It's always
anyway because they're always
hygiene.
covered.
just clip your toenails. Jeez.
Neil, I thought
It's
you
not
were
that
gonna,
hard.
So disgusting.
What?
I thought yours on the when you're talking about not wearing the sandals and playing golf. I thought that was going to fall under your new segment of who
raised your ass?
Yeah, right.
Can you say it real quick?
Yeah, who raised your ass?
That's
I need
right.
to sample that.
It's a good segment.
I would
I like that.
never let my son or my daughter wear sandals out on the golf course ever.
Of course you wouldn't.
They're going to look right.
Is that
They're
even
respectable.
allowed?
Yeah.
Yeah, at certain,
make
at
golf
certain
shoes
courses,
that are
not all
sandals.
courses. But
Stop.
Yes, they
Stop
do.
it.
They make them
See that since when?
forever.
Really?
As long as I can remember, yeah.
I've never seen them. I've just.
Yeah.
I want golf shoes. I want the classic golf shoe. Not that it helps me, but that's what I want.
Look good, feel good, play good.
That's right.
Sandals. That's
Just because they let you do it on the golf course doesn't mean you should. Don't do that. Don't taint my golf course.
I agree, Neil. All right, Kayla, you got one to
Interesting.
round us out.
yeah, so I went a couple days ago for an appointment, and got in there, and they said, first I'll make sure there's no name on this sling. Anyway, I went in, and they were having they had trouble. You know, they said, hey, we've been hacked. We're gonna have to go old school, so you got to fill out, all the pages. It said and it doesn't look like you're gonna be able to write. And I said, no, I can do it. I said, I haven't had surgery yet, so this is kind of preemptive. And I said, so what happened? Is like the whole building said, no, we got hacked. And said, so if you can just fill out your information, then we'll put it in later. And I said, okay, no problem. So I went over there, and it was like the third box. It said social security number. And I'm like, what? you just got hacked. Why would I? Why would
I don't feel good about
I would have put my
this.
social security number down there. It seems like they'd have that block, marked out. So I just didn't fill it out. But I
And
thought,
why do they need that anyway?
yeah, I'm not a dill rod. I mean, what do you guys
Dill
think?
rod.
So I don't know. But that was mine. And,
Did they mention when you give them the?
No, and generally I'd never fill it. I'd never put that in. They never ask you about it. I think it's one of those things that,
That's what
hey,
I'm
let's
saying.
see if we can get it. If they put it in, we've got it. If not, we're not going to say anything about it because I don't think they can require you to do it. So
Well, everybody's got it now anyway, so we're
I know, right? I mean, that's the thing. I don't know why we
It's too
have
late. Doesn't
any money in our bank accounts because it seems like it's so easy to,
So easy.
all of our information is out there
Yeah.
somewhere.
We've had to replace debit cards
all the
a
time.
dozen times probably,
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
This was good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What
Yeah.
there was a
that
lot
flu.
to talk about, which we compacted into a short amount of time. What were you going to say?
Just reminiscing about the DC thing again. Like, thanks again to Britt for doing that for us.
Oh
'cause
my
it was
gosh.
a
Yes.
memorable.
We're a little jealous.
Very
Me and Kayla
memorable.
were
Oh,
tick
definitely.
jealous.
I get it,
Definitely.
man. It was an unbelievable experience.
Yeah. Yep.
But you get to
Crazy.
experience it through us.
We do.
Yeah,
Now that we've
which
been in
was
the old-
fun. That part was fun.
Yeah.
So when we say we're jealous, it's not in a bad way. It's in
Yeah.
a way of that is just so cool.
It's okay, Kayla. We played Augusta.
Yeah, we did.
That's,
we did play Augusta.
that's cool, too.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Did you play in sandals?
Did not.
Boom.
Can you
That's what a true
imagine?
comedian does.
Did not.
Puts
I
it
got
back
see what he
on.
did there?
a great story about LaVox at Augusta. Him
Oh.
changing his shoes in the parking lot.
Oh, did he get in trouble?
Oh yeah,
Is that not a thing? You can't do that either?
No,
You're not supposed to- yeah,
He's
you
out
don't
there
change in the parking lot.
He's out there changing his shoes in the parking lot. And one of the guys that works there came up to him and goes, "Sir, we don't do that around here."
And I'm Gary
But
LaVox.
it's so Gary though. It's so redneck country
Yeah.
Ohio.
Not
of
even
Gary
thinking
to
about
do
it.
something
Yeah.
like that without even thinking.
Interesting.
That's amazing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we're thankful that you guys are listening, you're downloading, you're leaving comments. This is a good episode to leave some comments on. Tell us what you think about Tully and my visit to the White House.
Yes.
Talk about sandals on the golf course. Talk about your Social Security number. Just give it to us in the comments, maybe.
Yeah,
Write down
right.
each of your Social Security numbers.
Yeah, just leave out one and see if we can guess it. We'll see if we can guess the last number.
Come on.
That's amazing. We're thankful for everybody for watching. We're coming from the Patriot Mobile Studios, of course, powered by eSpaces. For Neil and his new swing arm.
Are you calling me Neil?
I
now?
just did. I
Yeah.
think I should open the show with nicknames, close it with Kelly
Okay.
and Tully.
Kelly.
Yeah.
And
I don't
I'm
know.
Kurt Michael.
Kurt Michael House.
This has been the Try That in a Small Town podcast.
Make sure to follow along, subscribe, share, rate the show, and check out our merch at trythatinasmalltown.com.